President Emmerson Mnangagwa met with Pope Leo XIV here at the Vatican this Saturday. Now, this is a visit that cements the diplomatic ties between the Vatican and Zimbabwe. The Vatican is home to just about 800 people, but this is a powerful state given that there are over 1 billion Roman Catholic congregants across the world. President Mnangagwa was met at the Ciampino airport by an official from the Vatican, as well as Zimbabwe's ambassador to the Vatican, Dr. Sekai Nzenza, and the country's top envoy to Italy, Ambassador Mietani Chauke. Upon arrival, the president headed for the Vatican, where he was received at the entrance by Cardinal Priest Leonardo Sapienza. The meeting between the Pope and the president was held behind closed doors. Zimbabwe's Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade, Professor Amon Murwira, highlighted the importance of the state visit to the Vatican.
The Catholic Church in Zimbabwe and over the world is one of the biggest churches, very influential, as well as it pushes the humanitarian agenda, as well as the development agenda, which the whole humanity is looking up to. So the visit by His Excellency to Pope Leo XIV is a very significant step in Zimbabwe's diplomatic relations, recognizing that Zimbabwe is a beneficiary as well as a contributor to the development of the Catholic Church. You would remember that as early as the 15th century, the sons of King Munumutapa became priests as well. Not only that, come to the implementation or the development of the Catholic Church in Zimbabwe, you will see that they are involved in health, they are involved in agriculture, they are involved in education mostly. You know, we have the Catholic University of Zimbabwe. We also have got teachers' colleges that are affiliated to the Catholic Church, including Bondolfi and so forth and so on.
After his meeting with the head of the Catholic Church, President Mnangagwa met with the Secretary of State for the Vatican, Cardinal Pietro Parolin. Minister Murwira revealed the meeting touched on the role played by the Southern African Development Community SADC, which until recently was chaired by President Mnangagwa, and the East Africa Community EAC in promoting peace in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo.
His Excellency, after seeing the Pope, Holiness the Pope, proceeded to have a meeting with the Secretary of State, who is like the Prime Minister in the Vatican, and was of the Holy See, and was able to discuss issues of common interest between Zimbabwe and the Catholic Church. They touched on so many issues. They also touched about the peace-building efforts by His Excellency in the eastern part of the DRC, his involvement in making sure that the peace process involves addressing the root causes of conflict, not only ceasefire, but the root causes of conflict. And His Excellency was able to relate how, together with his counterpart or of the chairperson of the EAC, President Ruto, and himself as chairman of SADC, were able to bring the process to such a level that the United Nations Security Council was able to recognize it. Not only that, the AU was able to recognize that process.
Last year, Zimbabwe abolished the death penalty, and the issue also came up for discussion at the Vatican.
His Excellency was also praised for having abolished the death penalty in Zimbabwe through an amendment of the Constitution. This is very important and dear to the Catholic Church, which has always been advocating for the removal of the death penalty.
Zimbabwe as a nation has freedom of worship, and the visit by President Mnangagwa to the Vatican signifies that.